Still out here, huh?
I have a responsibility to my PTV viewers, Brian. And nothing says must-see TV like a 5-day, non-stop Mr. Belvedere marathon.
Gotta say, I never really cared for that show. Put out kind of a weird vibe.
Shh. I think this is the one where Mr. Belvedere sits on his own nuts.
And there's the weird vibe.
This is a day to remember, Rupert. My mind control device is complete. As soon as I broadcast my commands over the Fat Man's satellite dish, I shall be the most powerful dictator since Dick Cheney. Why the devil are you dressed like that? No, I'm not criticizing. I just don't understand your need to prance around like a scoutmaster on Labor Day weekend. What the hell is going on out there? Bertram, did your mothers stop cleaning their carpets long enough to let you out of the house? That was a jab at their sexuality.
I'm here for one thing, and one thing only, Stuart. Your satellite dish.
Hey everyone, welcome back with Being on Mac, where today we're going to start a playthrough on Licensed Thursday of Family Guy the Videogame. This is the original one on the PS2. No, I think it's into the multiverse or something like that. I can't remember what the second Family Guy game was called, but PS2 era was like the king of the license game and stuff like that. And it's really cool that Family Guy got one. But this was after, this was released in 2006, so I think it was after season 4, and that was like the revival of Family Guy. After they were put off the air in season 3, and then they eventually came back on Adult Swim and got really good viewership, and then I think it was something about DVD sales or something like that were really good. At least that's kind of the narrative, I believe, as to why they got, renewed for season 4 and stuff. And honestly, I mean, Family Guy is one of my favorite shows from back in the day. I think it's just another one of those media things in the modern times that just went on for way too long. I think my favorite, it's kind of like SpongeBob. I think the first 3 seasons are the best. For me personally, I mean, I think Family Guy has always been funny for a very long time. It's just, for me, the story has always waned, and the characters have just regressed so much that, I mean, they're just jerks. You can't root for any of them except for our main man Stewie here, which is pretty ironic considering he started the series as like the most evil character in the entire series. So, but I don't know, I was never able to beat this game as a kid. I think I got as far as jeez, I can't remember. I think it was like a Brian section or something like that. Which, he has like the worst because he's got like a stealth section. And yeah, as you can see, this whole thing, it's not just this area. Pretty much the whole game is just constant references to the first 3 seasons of Family Guy. And I think season 4 especially, you're going to really notice a lot of updated gags and jokes and stuff like that for the time. So, I believe one of them is going to be like Doug, Chris's pimple is gonna show up at some point. You'll notice the characters was kind of the start of a little bit of their crueler activities. Sorry, I just had to get that spot behind the couch real quick. Bertram, I think, is season 4 as well, if I remember correctly. It's been a while, but like I said, I mean, you'll notice all the references and stuff like that. For some reason, I can't target them until they freaking hit the ground. But yeah, I mean, I don't remember too much about this game, so I always play these games to kind of show off. Okay, what the hell's going on? I always play these games to kind of show off how good, licensed games can be. And I know, it's not going to be, none of these are usually AAA quality kind of titles, but that said, I mean, there's always fun to be had. But that said, it's been so long since I played this. I mean, literally, I was like a little kid who couldn't even, do anything. So I don't know if it might be just as hard as I remember. It might be terrible. So this one's kind of like a crapshoot we're gonna see here. But it definitely, the one thing it definitely has going for it is just all the references and gags and stuff like that. There's even gonna be cutaways coming up soon and stuff. But we're just gonna go on like a per level basis for this one. Just because, I've got so many other projects I'm working on in the meantime, so, we're going to probably have much shorter videos at the start of this. And this is when Quagmire was still, extremely sexual. It's really weird. I think the show is edgier than it ever has been, but at the same time, they've toned down certain things.
Why? Because some infant gave me $100.
Like, I don't know, Modern Family Guy, I gotta say, it just got disgusting in my opinion. And I think the Modern Family Guy I'm thinking of is like 10 years ago, you know, where you just see like little kids get brutalized for the shock humor and, you know, choking in terribly horrific, gruesome ways and stuff like that. You know, it kind of turned out, pretty much did turn into a freaking Adult Swim thing for a little while, you know, that's just the weird, edgy kind of stuff that's not really funny. It's just kind of like, whoa, that's messed up, man. Can't do that on TV. You know, that kind of humor. And that stuff just doesn't really work too well. I think character humor is the best kind of humor, and I think Family Guy, like I said, had a really good stories from back in the day. Not all of them were winners, but, you know, I like the fact that they were trying to kind of build the characters along with the humor and stuff, so I think they had some winner episodes. You know, I like The Son Who Also Draws. That was the start of the what gag that they had going on. I think this was around the time when they first started the Meg hating too. It was it was kind of fresh at the time, but you know, that kind of got old pretty quick. But after this cutscene, that's going to be all today, folks. So thank you so much for watching, and if you enjoyed, make sure to like and subscribe. Check out next week's episode on Licensed Thursday, but above all else, please remember to have a nice day.
How dare you defy me?
Not so fast, Bertram. I'd rather the dish be destroyed than have it fall into your hands.
Hey, keep it down up there. If that's Meg or some kind of squirrel, I'm gonna get my shotgun.
Fool! I tricked you into destroying your own satellite dish. Now I can proceed unimpeded with my own plan for world domination.
Where does he get those wonderful toys?
Goodbye, Stewart!
Okay, some kind of squirrel or Meg, stop interrupting my program.
Peter! Oh my God! Brian, call an ambulance. I'll go get my purse.
Ugh, this looks like an Iraqi trailer park. Bertram's obviously been planning this attack for some time. But what's his master plan? I must find out. Therefore, I have no choice but to shrink myself down and infiltrate his lair within the fat man's testicles. Gross.